What's up, YouTube? I hope you guys like ramblings. This video specifically is going to be a lot of rambling about occultism, astrology, yoga, magic, esotericism, conspiracy theories, just bullshit like that. But anyway, I'm gonna get to the point. So a lot of people in today's day and age are starting to get really into a lot of alternative forms of learning. I guess not just learning, sometimes like it's just fun, I guess. But it's cool to be into tarot, into divination, into stuff like that. And it's very unfortunate that a lot of these people who are getting into these subjects are coming from a very, I don't want to say misguided, but a very surface level approach to what it is that these things are, what their proper application is, what the consequences of these practices are, which no one ever fucking talks about. And I'm basically just going to summarize and say that you're kind of fucking risking a lot diving into this blind, listening to Astrolocheriab. Yes, I am fucking throwing shade at Astrolochery. She's not a good astrologer. She's got a lot of misinformation. There's a lot of apps and websites such as Cafe Astrology. Let me see. I guess I shouldn't mention names. Like I'm not here to hate on people, but generally speaking, you want to avoid Western astrology. You got to be really careful with Abrahamism, mainstream Muslim, Jewish, Catholic, Christian ideologies. They're all the same thing. They all have an agenda, and a lot of it has to do with misguiding people from the truth. I'll get into that later. That's a video all on its own. But if you're super curious about numerology and how a lot of so-called magic actually works, the first thing you should do always is learn how to get to the root of something. The better you learn on how to get to the root of something, the faster you will skip a lot of unnecessary bullshit that you don't need to learn. I'll give you an example. So a lot of people think that to learn, let's say, astrology, that you need to pretty much just look at your birth chart, your sun sign, and then some people will get a little further than that. They start talking about your moon sign and all these other things, but you're never given any context, I guess. So when you start getting into the root of why astrology exists, who invented astrology, it starts to open a lot of different doors. You either find out, oh, okay, cool, Tetrabiblos, which is kind of the Bible of Western astrology, which I think is super misinterpreted. Another one is Surya Siddhanta, highly recommend. Vedic astrology is the truth, by the way. It is much better than Western astrology. It's much more accurate. It's got a better approach. A lot of people might not like it because they saw their Western chart first. Well, I got some news for you. You're only fucking yourself up. You're only fucking up your own predictions up. You're preventing yourself from really growing. Learning Vedic astrology as the basis for your readings and then moving on to Western astrology out of curiosity will definitely be much more useful. Trust me, take it from me. I grew up as a Western astrologer. Hit a cap, basically, and a lot of people would tell me, how are you so good at astrology? And it's just kind of like, I'm really not. Like, I'm at a cap. I'm trying to get better. There's people that are better. And I found out how and why that happened. And yeah, I don't know. You don't have to listen to me. Take it with a grain of salt, I guess. Do your own research. But I'm going to say it anyway. Western astrology is straight up bullshit. It does not work as good as Vedic does. And there is a specific reason for that. I could give you sources. For example, the Picatrix, the Bible, the Quran. They all talk about how God is trying to change the stars so that you stop doing divination. Well, here's some newsflash. It's not actually God that's doing that. The more you learn and read about, I guess, not just like specific things